Jennifer Templeman, Chief Operating Officer, by Sydney Smolenak, student. Jumpstart is a nonprofit organization that I worked for freshman year of college. We served low-income preschool-age children by helping them with language and literacy skills. Children from low-income families are less likely to graduate high school and/or go to college. Jumpstart aims to change this. Jennifer Templeman is the Chief Operating Officer for Jumpstart for Young Children, Inc. She has spent 6.5 years with this organization. She obtained a BA in accounting at Capital University in Columbus, Ohio. Before becoming the COO, Ms. Templeman occupied many different positions at multiple nonprofit organizations. Some of these positions include Finance Manager, Fiscal Director, and Director of Finance. When she started her job at Jumpstart, she was a controller and moved up from there into the Director of Finance position, then VP of Finance, CFO, and finally the COO. Her first position began in 1994 before being promoted to COO in 2015, so it was a pretty lengthy process. When asked about her role in accounting and financial reporting, Ms. Templeman explained how she has her Director of Finance prepare monthly reports such as a P&L, cash flow statement, and balance sheet. She runs revenue projections herself and uses that information to create a financial packet for their National Board of Directors. Included in this packet is her analysis of any risks or changes to the stated annual projections. The finance team uses these reports if any external parties request financial information. In our discussion about budgeting, Ms. Templeman explained how she actually created the system that Jumpstart uses to create its budget. She passed it on to the Director of Finance for implementation. Once the Director of Finance has the budget request from each team/department owner, Ms. Templeman reviews the requests along with revenue projections from their development team and will either approve the expense requests or reduce them to an acceptable level. When the budget is completed, she presents it to the Finance Committee of the National Board of Directors for approval. Once approval is obtained, she communicates to the budget owners and creates messaging around what areas will receive intentional investment and anything that might be deprioritized. This messaging serves both internal and external purposes. Ms. Templeman described how the accounting manager plays a large role in treasury and cash management. This person is responsible for monthly reconciliations of all cash accounts. As long as cash and equivalents stay within set guardrails, then she can proceed as normal. If cash dips below the set minimum threshold, she contacts Ms. Templeman, where she then will decide if it is significant enough to notify the Board of Directors. As a matter of due diligence, she also reviews bank statements on a random and unannounced basis at least 5 times a year. This allows her to exercise an intentional level of oversight over cash management as well. Ms. Templeman informed me that she actually created Jumpstart's procurement policy. It then became the accounting team's responsibility to abide by and monitor organizational compliance. Also, through their annual audit process, their compliance against the policy is specifically tested. Any expenses above the $25,000 threshold requires her approval to ensure adherence. In explaining her debt management role, Ms. Templeman stated that Jumpstart has corporate credit cards for most of their employees and a line of credit with their bank. Ms. Templeman created and established these programs and also created the policies that govern them. If the organization would decide that additional debt might be required, it would be her responsibility to recommend that to the full Board of Directors. Additional debt can only be assumed with approval of the board. For our final topic of conversation, Ms. Templeman and I discussed her involvement in capital and fixed asset management. She explained that capital and fixed asset management is done through a fixed asset module in their accounting software. She reviews the list of resources twice a year and then it is audited through the annual audit process. She stated that she does not play a routine role in this area because it is mostly directed through the budget, which she does play a large role in. This allows for less attention on her part throughout the year. Although Ms. Templeman no longer holds an exact financial position, she is actively involved in these 6 major functions. She has held many positions in finance, and through her experience, she has been able to create different systems and policies so that these processes are more efficient.